Hello everybody, welcome back again. This is part 2 of our session here from the University of Illinois Master Gardeners. I'm Rich, I'm one of the Master Gardeners, in conjunction with the Crystal Lake Library, where we'll be doing some things on container gardenings. As you recall, last time we spent a lot of time talking about containers and the soil, and then we talked a little bit about planting herbs, mostly basil. And today we're going to switch that topic to flowers, and we're going to touch on a couple of different containers this time around, but again, some of the same information holds true. Please make sure that there's a hole in the bottom of your container, because you don't want them to become waterlogged along the way. Again, these can be used in a sunny window, but if you do have them on a windowsill, you should probably put some sort of a tray beneath them so that the water does not get into that onto the wood itself. So today what we're going to do is, I've got a geranium here. In fact, I have a couple of different geraniums here today that we're going to use for class to kind of go over the session here. I like geraniums from the perspective that they can grow well into the winter time. And in fact, as I've said before, I learned a lot of gardening from my grandmother, my Busha, and she used to keep them all winter long, and in fact hung some up, dried them out a little bit, and of course if they start to falter, you can make a cutting, throw it in one of those a water glass or into a hanging window decoration, and then they'll begin to grow some roots and you can repot them. So last time, if you recall, we talked a little bit about using these lettuce containers. They actually have larger ones that would work just as well, because if you think about it, you could very easily put a couple of geraniums in them as well and make it work. Well, what we're going to do today, I'm going to switch a little bit away from that and use a regular planter. And today's planter is a tray. It looks sort of terracotta-ish. It's not exactly terracotta. It's a plastic tray. It has holes in the bottom of it. I've already filled it up with that same kind of potting soil that we talked about before. And I'm going to split up and put 3 geraniums in here. So if we separate apart some of the soil, so that we can make the plantings, and I'll probably be hiding behind one of them before we're done, we can actually go ahead and then if you purchased a geranium from a local nursery, you can then go ahead and plant that directly into the terracotta planter like we would. And we'll put 3 of them in here. We'll put some different colors in. Again, these are easy to keep. They bloom. I would recommend that for flowers, that when this bloom is spent, that you trim it off, you deadhead, and that will allow other blooms to come along here. I'm actually only going to put 2 of them in, I think, because if I put the 3rd one in, it blocks up the camera pretty well. And we'll fill in around the outsides of them with some soil. In fact, I'll put the last one in just at the very end so you see what it looks like. So care for this is pretty much the same as care for your other plants, in that you probably need some sort of fertilizer. I'm used to using about 1/4 strength once a week, or you could apply it more like once a month. Please make sure that they've been watered. You should have no problems with weeds. And as I said before, these will last a fairly long time. So what we're going to do here, I'll put that 3rd one in. And let me see where I do. There we go. I'll put the 3rd one in here in the middle. And I'll kind of step off to the side a little bit so that we can finish planting it here. But again, you're going to put it into about the depth that it was planted at the nursery. Fill it in with some additional soil. Please make sure that you water this. And then this could go into a larger tray on that windowsill to make it work. Beyond that, other flowers that you might consider using, I have here in the greenhouse, as you can sort of see in the background, petunias. And petunias will last fairly long as well. And then they can actually go, we haven't talked about it, but hanging baskets come the same way, very rarely in the clay pots, but they do come in ceramic and they do come in plastic. And so we could put geraniums in there as well. We could put the other variety, what looks more like a little bit of a waxy leaf instead of this rounded leaf, a little bit more pointed leaves, or a little bit more triangular. Those could go in there, and they'll vine down very nicely so that you could have a hanging basket on your patio as well. Or you could put the petunias in there and they cascade down just as nicely. So I don't know, next time what we're going to talk about is vegetables. We're going to talk mostly about lettuce the next time. And so until I see you, have a great day.